Hey, Steve, I read your comic. It was really good.
Oh, I was trying to unmute. Thank you. Yeah, that's our idea of homeschool.
It was funny, and I love the little nod to Are You Aaron Burser?
Oh, good. I knew true fans would understand.
All right, so I think we're ready to go.
Okay, all right, let's call it to order. The first item is the board resolution regarding state of emergency. Has everyone had a chance to review this? There were some discussions before. This was crafted for, I think, with input from Tara, a little bit from myself. Does anybody and
Bonchenik and King, Mike Bill.
Bonchenik and King and Katie and everybody, a lot of people, a lot of cooks went into this sauce. Does anybody have anything that they want to point out or highlight? So one of the things it says is it specifically designates the essential employees rather than saying all employees will be deemed essential. But it provides that this list could expand based upon changed circumstances, such as a significant abatement of the current crisis or a new executive order from the governor. So if things get better, you know, and we're going to prepare to reopen, other people could be deemed essential. But that would be in consultation with the board. We would agree. Ike would come back to us with that. The quarantine leave part of it became kind of simple. We're just going to refer to the New York law,
which is constantly evolving on this issue, it seems.
right?
And the federal laws.
Have people been busy? I mean, aside from the managers, have people had projects to do that?
People, yes, they have done, and managers are busy identifying projects for others.
That's great. That's great.
So, right. Are we ready for action on that one then?
So if nobody has any proposed changes, then I'm going to make a motion that we adopt the board resolution regarding a state of emergency, which includes the paid leave policy, and the quarantine leave policy, and the designation of essential employees. I make that motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that unanimous?
Yes.
Maybe should we, since we can't necessarily see each other, do we want to do a roll call vote?
Sure.
Oh, we could just ask, does anybody dissent from that? Any board member dissent from that? No. Okay, that's deemed accepted.
The next item on the agenda is the
Jennifer Ogrodowski is asking if we want a chat vote.
What?
yeah, and that might actually make something for the written record. That's it.
We may have stopped, the feed may have stopped again.
It says your live video has ended. And do we know, do we have any idea when it stopped?
No.
All right.
I think we should push on through. We'll do the best we can while they work on it. Is Don around?
He is, but since I'm in control of the meeting, it's got to be me to push it live.
Janet, do you still get a feed?
Adam, no. I have that black screen. This live video has ended. It will be available soon, it says.
Okay.
Ike, do we need to?
It says it's live again now. So Don, if you could share the URL maybe with Brendan.
Do we need to adjourn and call back to order every time this happens, or are you considering us to be in our meeting?
I think we're still in our meeting. I think these are pretty extraordinary circumstances.
Okay, just for the minute's sake.
Oh, so let me go back to where we were.
Is this chat something I should turn on?
There may be questions if people are not on the audio or have themselves muted.
Okay.
Jennifer is saying we're live again.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we're on the budget.
Yes. And so this is the proposed budget for the next fiscal year. Some of the highlights you'll see here is that it is proposing zero growth in tax revenue and zero growth in overall expenditures. And some of the highlight is a 0% increase in property tax and total spending. It does have an increase in the budget for salaries of about 3%, which includes a baseline 2% increase in pay for current employees based on inflation, with variations for certain employees based on new minimum pay rates for positions such as shelvers and librarians, and budgets for a potential reorganization, including filling vacant assistant director position and making other potential promotional opportunities to plan for succession. It increases the budget for digital materials, and we are able to achieve those increases through reductions in two areas. Reductions in the budget for physical library materials such as DVDs and books to account for increasing use of digital and streaming materials, and reductions in budgets for utilities and supplies based on savings achieved through sustainability efforts. It anticipates reduced income from fines and rent, so it relies a little bit more on cash on hand than we did for the current year.
How much do we have in the bank?
Right now, our cash on hand is about $3.5 million.
So that increase in 17,000 is just straight from the bank.
Correct. Yeah.
It's amazing how much of this is sustainability efficiencies.
It really is, with the gas and electricity and supplies particularly. We're using less paper, and we are using much less gas and electricity, and then we're in some pretty good contracts as well.
And now this, where is it? Where's the,
Jen just said Rick has done a great job with negotiating contracts.
He really has done.
so, and it's possible that we could, if we rented that space, or if we don't use it, we could get income from that as well, right?
Potentially, yes.
And there are plans for that?
Right now, it's on indefinite hold while we go through our strategic planning process, because we anticipate that the ideas for the best use of that space will come out of that process through public input.
Tara says on the chat, special thanks to Rick for his work.
I think this is really good that you got this to 0.
Video ended again.
Oh, did it? Okay. So let's turn it back on before does it sound like we might be ready to
Vote on this.
to make a resolution if we are. Let me turn the video back on if I'm able to do that. So I'm wondering, Don, if maybe this, when it says try live producer, that's just for snippets.
That's a possibility, though. It doesn't show, you're limited to a certain range of time or anything. We'll look at why it's doing this to us.
It says we're live now.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion that we adopt the proposed fiscal year 2020 to 2021 budget as laid out in our materials. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I second it.
All in favor? Does anybody dissent? Okay, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's adopted.
Did we hear from Katie?
Yes.
Hey, Katie.
Hi, Manita.
Okay, unless we're going into an executive session, I'm prepared to adjourn. Ike, is there any reason for an executive session at this point?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Then we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Don.
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ike, before I leave, can you just tell me how to spell Matt's last name?
Sure, it's A-L-B like boy, E-R-S.
Okay.
And he's a senior clerk. I don't know if you need that.
No, I don't need that part.
Okay,
Just that he was
all right.
present at the meeting.
Hey,
Okay.
Ike,
Yes, yes,
can you hang on a second? I just want to ask you a question.
sure.
Bye.